PPE, personal protective equipment, most commonly referred to as PPE, is designed to provide protection from a specific hazard. Each job task has its own set of hazards that must be considered, as you discovered during your job hazard analysis. In some cases, the hazards identified during JHA cannot be eliminated or reduced to an acceptable risk level without the assistance of personal protective equipment. Selecting the appropriate PPE is based on the task to be performed. Your supervisor or trainer will provide you with PPE and explain proper use and care for each item. Employees must obey PPE rules and are expected to maintain their own PPE in proper working condition. Notify your supervisor for replacement, repair, or if additional PPE is needed to perform your job safely. In the course of your job, you may be working with or around various chemicals. Many chemicals have inherent properties that make them flammable, reactive, or explosive. Chemicals can be hazardous if not properly handled or stored. Information regarding the use, storage, and precautions needed to safely handle chemicals used in the workplace can be found on safety data sheets, or SDSs. Intertech maintains a directory of SDSs for employees' use and access.
Only employees who have received additional training for the transport, shipment, or disposal of chemicals are permitted to perform these job functions.
Electrical safety. Electricity is everywhere in our lives. Electricity lights up our homes, cooks our food, powers our computers, television sets, and other electronic devices. Electricity is widely recognized as a serious workplace hazard, exposing workers to electric shock, burns, arc blasts, fires, and explosions. It is well known that the human body will conduct electricity. Each year, many workers are injured from electric shocks. The nature of the injuries range from minor burns to electrocution. To protect employees, Intertech requires that equipment and power tools be de-energized before employees can work on or near them. Only qualified and authorized employees who have received special training are permitted to work on electrical equipment. Employees who have not received this training are prohibited from performing work on energized equipment. The use of tools and machines. Every tool has rules and precautions that apply to it. Always read, understand, and follow the instruction manual before attempting to use any power tool. Also, read the nameplate information and follow the warning labels on the tool itself. Before you plug in any power tool, make sure the power switch is off. Be sure all appropriate guards are in place and working. Never use a tool that is damaged or malfunctioning in any way, and always use the right tool for the job. No substitutions allowed. And never disable a safety mechanism or bypass a safety guard. Lockout Tagout is a safe work procedure designed to prevent accidents and injuries caused by the unexpected release of energy when equipment is being repaired or maintained. Only authorized employees can physically lock out or tag out equipment for servicing or maintenance. Affected employees are those workers whose job requires them to work in an area where lockout tagout is used. Affected employees must stay clear of equipment while it is locked out. A wide variety of energy sources require lockout tagout to protect workers from release of hazardous energy. Some of these sources include electrical, mechanical, pneumatic, hydraulic, chemical, thermal, gravity, or even potential energy. Always follow lockout tagout procedures during servicing or maintenance of equipment, where unexpected energy or startup of the equipment could harm you or a fellow worker. Never ignore or remove the locks or tags of others. Confined spaces pose serious risk of death or injury to workers. Identifying confined spaces and following proper permit procedures is critical to protecting employees. A confined space is a space that is large enough for an employee to enter, has restricted means of entry or exit, and is not designed for continuous employee occupancy. A permit-required confined space is a confined space that presents or has the potential for hazards related to atmospheric conditions, engulfment, configuration, or any other recognized serious hazard. All confined spaces are not the same. Confined spaces can be hazardous. Permit-required confined spaces are hazardous. Never enter a posted permit confined space unless you have been trained and qualified and all parts of the permit have been completed. Fire prevention. The The best defense against fire is to prevent a fire from starting. Many of the chemicals commonly handled at Intertech are flammable and will provide fuel to feed a fire. There are other items handled and stored around the facility that can become fire hazards, such as cardboard and paper. Faulty wiring can start an electrical fire in any workplace. Good housekeeping is an important fire prevention tool. Allowing debris and clutter to accumulate, or the improper use or storage of chemicals increases the risk of starting a fire. Everyone must help keep the workplace clutter-free.
In case of an emergency, employees should know how to sound the alarm, the location of fire extinguishers, and exit routes from the facility.
Emergency response. Your location has developed an emergency plan in the event of an emergency at your facility. As an employee, you are responsible for knowing your role in the plan, including how to report fires, spills, and other emergencies, the routes and muster points should evacuation of the facility be necessary, or shelter-in-place locations. You should become familiar with the alarm system, and if you are required to shut down any equipment in an emergency situation. Some employees may be part of the location's emergency response team. If you have not received training to respond to fires, spills, or other emergencies, sound the alarm and get to a safe place. Know the potential hazards. Know about spill equipment. Know the location of fire extinguishers. Know the location of emergency exits, and know where to locate the first aid kit. Remember, safety is everyone's job. Being familiar with the hazards and hazard control measures in your workplace can prevent an injury to you or a coworker. Intertech believes that zero injuries is achievable and supports each employee's right to stop work, expects all employees to participate in job hazard analysis, promotes near-miss and incident reporting. The best accident control is accident prevention.